everyone, I'm Jacob. I play Tithla. She's a ranger. Tithla's in Barovia because she's tagged along with some friends and somebody needs to look after them.
Hi, I'm Haz, and I'm playing the character of Theodore, Satyr, Circle of the Moon Druid, whose main motivation is to find a good revel and turn into a giant angry fey bear to protect his friends, particularly his best bud Tithla.
Hello, I'm Josh, and I shall be playing Killian Maxwell, a elf celestial warlock who has been travelling around Barovia for a little while and has joined up with the Tempest Guild to try and find his place.
G'day, my name's Tom. I'm playing Jonor, the Aasimar divination wizard. He is here to find the best and the worst of this world, and he's doing it with a bit of naivety and optimism.
Hello, I am Raph, and I'm playing Styx, who is a Gloomforged Paladin, on the journey of rediscovering themselves, quite literally, in the land of Barovia.
And I'm Owen, the Dungeon Master of our Curse of Strahd 5th edition campaign. A warning, gentle viewer. Curse of Strahd is a horror-themed Dungeons & Dragons campaign, which means you may hear adult language or adult themes throughout this episode. Hello. Welcome back to the Lost Archives, everybody. It is wonderful to see all of your gorgeous faces once again. We are here. We are ready for Curse of Strahd, the premiere horror campaign that you can find right here, twitch.tv/The Lost Archives, or over on YouTube at The Lost Archives D&D, or any podcast platform of your choosing. I will get that right one day. It is lovely to have all of you back and joining us once again. We are super excited to be jumping in. We do have one apology for tonight. Josh is unable to make it. No, Jacob's here. Unless you want to apologize for anything, Jacob.
I would love to apologize real quick. I want to apologize to the world.
Okay.
I'm sorry that the Eras Tour has ended. It's unfortunate. I was going to save this for later. I went through to me early. It's just on behalf of the world, I want to apologize to the world and thank Taylor Swift for the gifts that she gave us. Thank you.
Again, the opinions, thoughts, and expressions of the members of the Lost Archives do not represent the Lost Archives as a business, as we've had to state many times. This is one of the lesser reasons.
Yes, we do.
I was taking an anti-Taylor Swift stance.
No, definitely not. No, definitely not. Look, Taylor Swift's music is not for me. I'm not the target audience. I don't mind her music. It's not something I necessarily seek out. Doesn't worry me. I think she's very successful and think she deserves her success, but it's just not my music. Now we do have one apology for tonight. Unfortunately, Joshy wasn't able to make it. He is currently over doing a charity live stream event with our lovely friends over with Corsair's Cove. I think charity live stream event is a good enough reason to not be able to make it. So he is having a great time over there with Josh the Pirate, who is a very, very close friend of the stream, and Corsair's Cove. So once you've caught up with us, once you've seen Curse of Strahd, I believe the VOD for that will be out probably in a couple of days over at the Corsair's Cove YouTube channel. I'll have the link down below in the comments, so feel free to head on over and check it out. I think it'll be really, really cool. Should be a really, really fun event. Go give Josh and Josh some love. I just realized Josh the Pirate and our Josh are two different Joshes, but that would be very confusing if you don't know those are two different Joshes. Go give Josh some love. You can pick which one or both. Other fun announcements to share. For those of you who are big fans of Brandon Sanderson, Wind and Truth, the latest Stormlight archive, just dropped. It's so good. It's so good. Go if you haven't started reading the Stormlight archive, get onto it. It's so good. It's the best fantasy series after Lord of the Rings. It may be as good as Lord of the Rings for different reasons. Definitely go check it out. And 100%, because we're going to be doing a playthrough of the Cosmere TTRPG, there's so much from this book that I'm going to be able to use as part of that campaign. There's so much interesting stuff, so it's going to be really, really cool. So yeah.
But you still haven't done the first Law series. You can't say it's the best without getting a bit of Abercrombie in you.
What do you mean? What should I?
You got to read the
Way of
sword
Kings.
itself. Start with the sword itself.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Also good. Also excellent.
It is.
But yeah. Very, very excited for that. And the last fun piece of exciting news before we do our recap, I started recording the build of the Lego D&D set today. I have one of the things to show you. I think we shared a special one with the Twitch people. I think let's share a different one with everyone else. The owl bear fucking adorable. It's so cute.
Ooh.
Do the wings, the little flappy bits, do anything on the legs?
It's fully articulated.
Oh.
Yeah, it's even got a little articulated tail, which looks dumb as shit, but it would for an owlbear, so I've got no complaints. It's perfect. The beak, I'm most impressed with the beak. The beak is really nice. Like, it's really well done. So yeah, I started the build. I thought to myself, I'll only need like half a day for this. It's Lego. Like, how hard can Lego be? How long can it take me? Yeah, so currently the recording is 4.5 hours long, and I'm maybe 50% of the way through. So yeah, if you're looking for a really good night's sleep, the Aasimar version, it'll get you through tonight and the next night, no dramas, no issue at all. The time-lapse speed build is going to be actually a decent length of video. It looks really good, so it should be really fun. It's not that it's particularly complicated. It's just like there's a lot of pieces. Let me have a look and see if I can see how many pieces it is. I can't see from here. I'm trying to look down at the box. It's a lot. It says 18 plus on the box, which I thought was impossible for Lego, but apparently
there's at least 18 pieces.
There's at least 18 pieces. Yeah, you're not wrong. There are at least 18 pieces. It's a really, really cool. It's a really cool set. I've very much been enjoying building it and getting back into Lego. I can't remember the last time I built something out of Lego. It would have been. I reckon it's been like 10 plus years. It was fantastic.
That's sad.
When was the last time you built Lego?
It was this year. I finished some stuff up earlier this year. Yeah, I did some Star Wars sets. It was great.
Oh, sick.
Finished off a little Grogu. It was great.
Nice.
Started it when I had COVID the other year. Too tired to lift my arms, so I just put it down and left it in a pile of packets and then finished it off.
Yeah, that's one thing I have to say. A lot of plastic packaging. There were 32 plastic packets with different parts of it that each contained 2 plastic packets in each one, and then the whole thing was wrapped in. It was a lot of plastic. To be fair though, I am putting together little bits of plastic, so I don't know if I'm surprised that there's shitloads of plastic in a Lego container. Yeah, yikes.
All plastic.
It's just all plastic. Goodness me. We should probably do our recap, unless there's anything fun to share before we...
Yeah, just a reminder.
Am I going to have to cut this?
Probably not. Maisie Peters did open for Taylor Swift on the Eras tour. If you're interested in the announcement that we had for that, go back to the clips on the channel, look for the most viewed clip, just sort all-time most viewed, go to that one. You'll see a lovely summary of Maisie Peters opening for Taylor Swift on the Eras tour.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
Absolutely. 6:21. Awesome. Alrighty. It's just a timestamp. Don't worry about it, Jacob. I just need that for some reason. Let's do our recap. We had a lot of stuff happen last session. Goodness me, we should jump straight back in. Our series has been following the adventures of the Tempest Adventuring Guild. Theo, Jonor, Tithla, Styx, and Killian. Having become trapped within the realm of Barovia while searching for some missing adventurers, the team are now preparing to take the fight to Strahd and Sergei. After entering the ruined fortress of Argynvost on the hunt for allies and arms to help in the upcoming conflict, the team have learned that the once proud and resplendent knights of the Silver Dragon have been reduced to undead revenants. With the only hope to break the curse inside Castle Ravenloft kept as a trophy, the party have finally accepted Strahd's invitation to dinner. Passing by the embattled village of Barovia, signs of fortifications and an archer's nest being constructed, the group entered the grounds of Castle Ravenloft. While dinner started off a little cold and awkward, the serving of delicious and personalised meals warmed up the conversation, both sides using the opportunity to gain some information from the other. Strahd soon turned to business, outlining the current situation with his brother Sergei and proposing an alliance to break the balance of power and destroy him. Before the team could get into further details though, Strahd's butler Rahadin entered with urgent news which demanded Strahd attend to some time-sensitive issue. Taking advantage of their host's sudden absence, Tithla, Theo, and Killian bailed on dinner to search the castle for Argynvost's skull, making their way stealthily upstairs. After encountering an old tax collector and some swarms of rats, the trio stumbled across the skull hanging from the roof of a large bedchamber. Meanwhile, Jonor accompanied Katerina into the vaults of Castle Ravenloft to recover a crystal ball hidden away amongst Strahd's trophies. Upon touching the orb, Jonor noticed the wisps of protection magic too late, his powerful divination abilities giving him a glimpse of Strahd standing upon the battlements, smiling, as the wisps of magic Jonor had seen around the orb earlier returned to their caster. Concerned as to what this could mean for him and his friends, Jonor agreed to allow Grinner to accompany him in the search for the rest of the party. Back upstairs, with the skull now safely tucked away inside the bag of holding, the team reunited and headed downstairs, intending to sneak back into dinner before their absence had been noted. Awaiting them, though, was Strahd, fully aware the group had been helping themselves to items taken from vanquished adventurers, graciously allowing them to borrow his trophies as long as they used them to defeat Sergei. Strahd has now sent the party north in search of the werewolves living there. Making their way back to the castle of Argynvost, Theo decided to briefly split from the team to check in on the village of Barovia, given the repeated attacks from the undead and the presence of a friend of the party. Sen. Waiting for the group back at the castle was Styx and his new friend Sevonk, a half-drow wizard who had stumbled across the fortress while the rest of the party were away. Styx filled in the group on what had happened in their absence, his attempts to repair his sunsword form and the discovery of the forge in the basement. Heading down to the crypt to return the skull, the team soon found themselves standing before the spirit of Argynvost, the mighty silver dragon's soul now complete with the return of his skull. Blessing Tithla's bow, the spirit then rushed up through the tower, the group chasing behind to catch up. Styx and Killian remained below, however, Styx feeling a pull towards the forge where the fragments of his sword were being reforged. Arriving at the top of the half-collapsed tower, Tithla and Jonor watched as a large crystal, suspended where a bell would be in a bell tower, burst into a radiant white glow, lighting up the tower and the grounds in this brilliant burning shimmer, and slowly reforming the destroyed castle. Down in the crypt, as the beacon of Argynvost burst to life, Styx found himself pulled into the forge itself, his form shifting and changing as the sunsword fragments reformed in the heat of the furnace. We left off last session as more of Styx's memories flooded back into his mind, including the day he died. And that is where we left off last session. We jump straight back in. At the top of the tower, as Jonor and Tithla, as you stand in the bell tower, the roof collapsed and broken. As you look out across the crumbling fortress of Argynvost, you can see this dome-like shimmer of silver light surrounding the grounds and the castle itself. And as you watch, you can see the stones themselves beginning to reform. The statues of the dragons on top of the battlements, on top of the bridges, slowly beginning to come back, almost as if from dust, reforming back. Around you watch as gravel crunches under your feet, begins to shake and vibrate, and as you step aside, you see it begin to churn back, forming the roof of the bell tower once again, the beacon rising from its pedestal and positioning itself right in the very heart of this enormous tower. Down towards your right, you can see the crumbling, collapsed wall of that broken-in section, far towards the west of the castle, slowly beginning to shift as the bricks, one by one, begin to slam back into place, revealing a body amongst the stones. From this distance, it's hard to make out details, but it looks like a prone form, revealed by the reforming brickwork. A woman, you would say, but hard to see any details from this distance without focusing closer. Tithla and Jonor.
I'd like to try and focus closer.
Yeah, could I get a perception check, please?
I would love to. You know what? I don't have the Roll20 open just yet.
So what you're telling me is where...
That I'll just tell you what it is when it's a...
So...
Oh, that's a nat 20! It was
I don't believe you. Yeah, I was going to say. So what you're telling me is we're 16... Well, we're almost 20 minutes into the stream, Jacobs. 12 minutes into the recording. Less, because I'll have cut out stuff that you were doing. But
that's usually my shtick.
Yeah, normally at the 30-minute mark.
Yeah. Raph, you normally go first in doing stuff and go, shit, I don't have my Roll20 open. I go, oh, me either.
You just stay quiet, you prick.
100%.
That does not surprise me in the slightest. That's very in character for Jacob. Tithla, 16. As you focus down, you can see it looks like a young woman, maybe in her 20s, human from the looks of things. Auburn hair, cut quite short, not too much shorter than yours, Tithla, but not done up into a braid or into a... I think actually you've got two braids, don't you? Yeah, so not done up into a braid like yours, just hanging loose over around her shoulders. And you can see from this distance, dried blood across her head as one of the sections of stone shakes and then slams back up to reform the wall. Dressed in I'd say leathers, traveling leathers with a cloak wrapped around her. It's hard to make out too many more details underneath the cloak, but you can see that she seems to have a very strange kind of instrument or tool strapped to her back, rectangular.
Does she look like she's alive or has been dead for 100 years?
If she's dead, it's only fresh. Otherwise, I mean, from
Okay.
here, it's hard to say. She could be alive. She was underneath
You
a
need
few...
help. She's trapped. We gotta go.
Oh yeah, I didn't see her just then. Okay.
No, it's
yeah,
okay. I'll
just look.
point her out to you. See, there she is. Look.
Oh, where's the? Oh, okay, down there.
Oh, you,
okay,
you
yeah,
just see the person lying down there?
Yeah, no, she's
The auburn
lying
hair.
there, the auburn
Sure.
hair. Yeah,
No braids like me.
Collapsed building.
Human
Yeah,
female.
only one, not two.
Mid-20s.
Well,
Early to
let's get down there.
Okay.
Classic
What's the
Tithla
best way
Jonor
to-
mess around.
What's the best way that we can get down there? Can you make us jump and then just land over there?
No,
He gets
falling
ready to
like a
run and
feather
jump.
No, just one moment.
Wait.
We need Killian for that one, okay?
Oh,
The stairs.
it's just magic. I
open
thought you could
stairs.
do it all.
Yeah. Look, I wish one day I might be able to do that.
Do you
but
think
for
you
the
could
time
have fixed
being,
the building the way that it just came back together if you tried?
Absolutely not. I'm more about like seeing things rather than making them.
Oh, because I like seeing buildings put back together.
Well, right place and right time, but
You know what? We're in a hurry. We should go and try and save her. Tally ho!
You're right, Tithla. We run down the stairs.
Tithla, as you throw yourself from the bottom. Oh no, sorry. As you rush down the stairs, back down the spiral staircase and pass by the tower, as you reach the second floor again.
Wait.
Yeah?
Tithla sends Dracob. Dracob,
Dracob's not with you. Dracob's with Styx and Killian.
thank you for remembering, you terrible DM who writes things down.
I didn't write that down. I just remembered it.
You don't ever write anything down, huh? Don't call me a liar.
I don't write lots of stuff down. I do. So, I mean, look, I'm happy to do this as a quick little aside. So for those of you wondering how I do D&D prep, I mostly spend the first couple of months before we do the campaign creating the world, creating the characters. But in terms of actually writing down story stuff, mostly what I'm writing down is what the characters have learned at the end of each session, the NPCs, what they know about what the party are doing, how that affects their plans. It's all very reactive style because, like, if I know the characters, their wants and desires, it's far easier for me to just focus on, like, what do they know the characters have done? How does this change their plans? What's their next step going to be? I can just react. So I don't normally write down stuff like where Dracob is, but I don't.
Sounds like
don't
we need to try and be more unpredictable.
It's not going to work, unfortunately. Sorry.
It's worth a crack, though.
You can give it a shot, but it's up to you guys. As you rush down,
Dracob, stay where you are with Styx and Killian.
Dracob's not. You can't just talk to Dracob across that distance.
She's like maybe three layers down to the. It's me with you.
Yeah, I just assumed he could hear my thoughts.
As you turn around, Tithla Jonor, as you begin to head down, you can hear your thoughts, but you got to say, I reach out with my mind to Dracob. Otherwise, I just assume you're screeching like you normally do.
No, I don't know that he can hear my thoughts.
Cool. In that case, then, as that's okay.
That was just Tithla assuming that he could hear her thoughts.
As you rush down the staircase, you notice that the figure who was with you at the top of the tower, Sir Godfrey Gwilym, he's not there anymore. The last you saw, he was kneeling down before the crystal orb, but then as you were focused on this prone figure, he's gone.
We don't have time for that. He's missing too, but we know where someone is.
You don't have to worry too much. As you rush down to the second floor, as you pass by the open door to Vladimir Horngard's study, the massive open room that he had been sitting in before, you see two figures hugging tightly. No tears.
Oh, that's it.
Their revenant forms unable to create the emotional physicality that you normally see, but strong hands grip as Vladimir and Godfrey clutch each other in the middle of the room. Tithla, you and Jonor rush past, unless you stop.
No.
Don't break the moment for them.
No, we're in a hurry.
Fair.
We're moving in earnest.
As you rush past, leaving the two men to their embrace. The two revenants, I should say. As you rush past, leaving the two undead revenants to their embrace. As you get down to the first floor, rushing out through the front doors and begin spinning around, you can see that you are not the only people to have noticed this. Crouching by the form of the woman, having dragged her away from the stones which are tumbling over as they roll over one another, reforming the wall, you can see a familiar figure. the elf you'd spent a bit of time with before. The one that you'd met back inside the keep when you first arrived here, had been hiding and searching for his companion, Maisie, Dusk Elf.
Oh no.
Savid. You can see her kneeling over the form, checking for a pulse, frantically trying to brush her hair out of her face. Tithla, as you rush up, you watch as Savid turns towards you.
Rushes in to go to work. Medical genius as she is.
Medical genius as she is. Could I have a medicine check, please?
Can I...
You
The
can
level
argue-
up has taken effect, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Sweet. So I don't have any other spell slots, but I do have third level spell slots now.
That's all you need.
So, ooh, what's that? Aid. I don't want to do that. Can I do cure wounds?
Do cure wounds.
Third level. Oh no, I can just do it at first level. We'll do cure wounds.
Perfect. How much do you heal? Let's see
10 points.
10 hit points. Tithla, at this point, you don't even know if this figure's alive or dead. But as you rush up, the magic swirling around, what does your cure wounds look like in this moment as you call upon your...
As she's
natural
running
magic?
forward, she's pulling like little herbs and things and putting them into her mouth to chew on to like apply to the wounds. She's got a little stick that she's then trying to make a splint out of for an arm or for the body to keep the body straight. Very bushcraft medicine style.
Perfect. As the magic takes hold, you watch as the woman's features, Tithla, as you pulse this healing magic through her, using your bushcraft, using your magic, you're not sure she's alive. And for a moment as you watch, nothing happen. Her pale features unchanged. The gash to her forehead is nasty. You can see it's cracked through the upper part of the skull. There's an area where blood has dripped and dried. You're not sure she's made it. And then with a heaving, gasping breath, you watch as her eyes flutter open. The skin around that damaged forehead begin to seal back over. Tithla, can I have a medicine check? Just to see what you've learned from her injuries.
If she's bleeding, I say this before the medicine check, if there's bleeding and it looks like it could, I've got a third of a bottle of coagulant from the abbot.
You do?
that
Yeah,
I
you
would
do.
be
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
to use. I feel like that would help, or if Tithla feels like it would help. So medicine check.
I'm going to
That's a
include this as
14.
part of your medicine check. 14 is pretty good. Tithla, head wounds bleed profusely, depending on how deep they are. But a lot of people, when they exsanguinate, when they die of blood loss, it's often a head wound that's triggered, a head or neck, simply because there's so many major arteries and veins that need to run up and keep the brain pumping, keep the brain oxygenated, that those wounds tend to bleed really badly. She hasn't exsanguinated. But as you look, you can see where the split is. It looks like something heavy fell on her. Knowing that the stones had risen back up to reform, you think maybe the fact that she was kind of trapped underneath this partially collapsed wall actually might have saved her life and stopped her from bleeding out. The pressure from that stone, even though it was enough to split the skin, partially crack the skull, the swelling obviously is going to be pretty bad, but it looks like it stopped her from bleeding out. Now that that's all gone, the wound has begun to bleed again. You quickly dab the edges of this. I think it was an extract of mushrooms and herbs, wasn't it? It was kind of like a...
No, I think it was like a bottle of coagulant that he brought with him from. It was like proper medicinal coagulant.
That's
stuff.
right. Sorry. Yeah. He'd actually brought... Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I remember now. So yeah, as you uncork this old dusty bottle, the content's still liquid inside. This very dark, almost grayish red, this grayish crimson color inside. As you pour a little bit out into your hands, Tithla, it's cold to the touch and very sticky. But as you rub it across, you watch as it instantly begins to harden into a crust. The bleeding stopping almost immediately as you rub this across her wounds. As she gasps that breath, you watch as Savid falls back, clearly not expecting this. And as he looks towards you, Tithla, and then up at you, Jonor, you can see tears in his eyes. The young Dusk Elf, very emotionally overwhelmed. And as he turns towards you, Tithla, grabs onto your shoulder and pulls you into a hug.
Tithla just like hugs back immediately. But just I need to check that she's been
Thank you.
thin. Okay.
Thank you.
And then I'll.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. As he lets go.
Are you bleeding anywhere else? And we'll do the checks and make sure she's okay. And happy to use the rest of that bottle if need be.
You'll only need to use a little
Maisie?
bit of it. Maisie.
Anything.
You
All right.
don't
Well,
know who
we'll
this
say
is
we've
yet.
got a quarter of the bottle left then. How about
I
that?
think that's... You probably have more than half of the bottle left, I'd say. Chuck it as in half.
Well, I
You
had
probably
a
have...
third of the bottle left.
Oh,
to
you've
start
used a bit. Yeah. Okay. Then yeah.
with. I think that was all that was left.
Was left. You've
Yeah.
about a quarter of a bottle left then.
Lovely.
As you can see Tithla that as you finish checking over Maisie, she's still...
Sorry,
she's-
I need to do a quick maths lesson
Hello.
that we've learnt from McDonald's, just for any Americans that exist. Years ago...
Just keep in mind before you launch into this that most of our audience are Americans. So I want you to
Yes.
just... I know
Thank
where you're
you.
going with this. You're going to talk about the quarter pounder and the...
Yeah, and how the quarter pounder failed because, a quarter is... Yeah. Or, sorry, the third of a pound failed because... Yeah, a quarter's 4 is more than 3, but a third of something is more than a quarter of something.
Also has a shit ring to it.
It does.
Only
It
because
does,
we're
but
used to a quarter pounder.
Market
someone said-
research very clearly
it's the
showed that it
ER.
was
Yeah.
the amount of
A turder.
meat
That's a
you-
turd. A turd a pounder.
Turd
Working
of a
islands.
Third of a pound is
Aye, it's a
just
turd a
quarter of
pounder.
So,
It's a pound
you
a
know
turd.
what? I won't put
It's
that
pretty
to
good.
Americans. I will say
Got
education
Tom.
doesn't
Got
fail
him.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, but there's your science lesson for the day. Back to non-science D&D.
That's not drunk science. That's just dishing shit on Americans like Aussies like to do. That's a whole separate thing.
I have it coming. You have it coming. I shouldn't say you. I'm talking directly to you.
Here's fuck. I'm gonna have to do some editing for this episode.
I can keep going.
No,
We can
thank you.
bundle it
No,
now.
thank you. I don't have the time to do the editing that's going to be required. As you look over Maisie, Tithla, you can see that she's still a bit delirious. The swelling to her head, having been trapped under this pile of masonry and rubble. You don't even know how long she's been under there. You know that Savid had been looking for her for, I think he'd said a day or so. So, I mean, she needs help. She needs water. She needs food. She needs to be out of the open air. She needs to be brought somewhere safe. But you can see that Savid is already getting onto this. You watch as she's still sort of like partially unconscious. She looks up, eyelids kind of fluttering as her eyes go to roll back in her head. She goes, Savid? Yes, it's me. Just don't talk. Save your strength. Here. As he pulls out his water skin and begins feeding her very slow, gentle sips of water. As you look down upon the three of them, Jonor, Savid, Tithla, and Maisie, what are you thinking? What are you doing?
I feel like we have a connection. I know I've only just met you, but I feel like I've known you for a long time. I feel
There's
like
no
you're a part of
response
me.
from the prone figure.
That's okay. You don't need to speak. I feel like we're going to be friends. But for now, I think we should go back inside, away from the folding buildings, because that's clearly not going well at the moment.
I trust your instincts there, Tithla. Let's pull them aside. Savid, I'm gonna grab underneath her left side. Let's get underneath her and bring her into safety. Tithla, you're gonna grab the other side, and I'll make sure there's nothing in the way.
Okay, thanks.
The lanky dusk elf nods, and as you go to pick her up, you watch as part of the strange oblong kind of tool or instrument that's strapped to her back, the strap finally breaks, and you watch as this instrument clatters to the ground at your feet, Tithla. Savid and Jonor, I don't think you'd be worried too much about this as you focus on getting Maisie indoors, getting her back inside. Tithla, you see this case containing some strange rectangular oblong instrument.
Tithla would instinctively say, Draco, grab that. Oh.
You look around, your Drake companion's not there.
Jonor, grab that.
Oh,
Jonor's currently
okay, sure. No,
holding Maisie.
No, I thought
I was
it was
leading
me
the
and
way.
Savid carrying.
They're
Maisie.
holding-
Jonor
holding
was forward.
Sorry, Tithla and Savid is Tithla. As you hold Maisie's legs, it's lucky she's not huge. Lucky she's only like 50 something kilos. As you begin carrying her with Savid, Jonor, you see this instrument case just lying on the ground there.
I'll grab that one. Don't worry. I go picking it up. sort of unassumingly to start with, but then being very intrigued by special objects. I would want to figure out what that is. I'm going to cast my magical Arcana Eye over that one to deduce at a glance.
You get to detect magic it.
Jonor, we're moving. We're moving.
Just Arcana check.
No, I'm not detect magic, just a Arcana check.
When you say arcane magical eye, I assume that's you casting a spell.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
As you assess the instrument case. I mean, you can click the locks that hold it closed. It's not locked or anything. 27. The fuck?
That's a high number.
That's plus 13 to Arcana. Jonor, are we calculating your Arcana checks correctly? That seems excessive.
The recent edition of D&D has changed an expertise once. I lose everything. I want to get an expertise instead.
It's very, very nice. As you examine the instrument case and focus on it, you can see that, the case itself is well made. Nothing magical to it as you run your hands over it. You can see initials are engraved into the top of it. Someone's burns them into the leather that covers the outside of this case, MP. As you open it up, the latch is just clicking very easily. As you open it up and look inside, you can see a very strange instrument, rectangular in appearance, a number of wire threads, very much like what you'd see in a lute or a mandolin, but rather than being down the length of the full instrument, they're arranged horizontally across the front of it. And you can see these black and white, buttons arranged around these metal threads.
Very curious. I scoop it up, have a quick look, notice it's not a problem for me to touch, and then grab it and assist with the taking the body inside.
As you look over the instrument, seeing that it's not a threat to you as well, but as you run your fingers over it, the case, you can see signs of damage where it's been hit by the falling masonry, where it's been broken, the strap is broken. The instrument inside is untouched, Jonor. Even where part of the case has dented and fragmented on top of the instrument is fine. Unnaturally fine. And as you focus and concentrate, you feel that almost like a vibration in your fingers as you run your hands across the threads, the touch of the weave about this instrument. This is enchanted, definitely. And as you begin to run your hands across it,
the thread.
Yeah, exactly. You feel these faint wisps of magic, a resonance that you have felt before. Jonor, do you have any enchantment spells that you can cast?
I'll have a quick little look.
Or illusion. I know, actually, you do. I think you do have an illusion spell from memory. You've got Disguise Self, do you not?
I did just ditch it in a previous level up.
That's okay. You do, but you do. Okay. You have had Disguise Self.
It's known. Yeah, that's true.
There's a sense here, the magic that you're feeling, this vibration, this resonance in your fingers. It's definitely not your chosen school of magic, divination. But it shares some similarities. Yeah, illusion, enchantment, maybe? One of those schools, you get the feeling.
Very curious.
As the four of you head inside, we're going to jump to Styx. As Raph, I think I might have just picked a very bad time to try and throw.
Yeah, you nailed that timing.
I nailed that timing. As the four of you head inside, that's okay. We'll wait for him to come back. There he is, perfect. As the four of you head inside, let's jump down to the crypt.
Maisie, it'll be okay.
What? Where am I? She kind of looks around, but we're jumping downstairs.
You're Styx. In a safe space.
Styx. As you stand there, not in any physical location, your mind has long since fled your body. As soon as your form fell into the forge, the hot coals burning as this light, this radiant energy froze your skin, or the closest thing you have to skin. You stand in the void, the sun sword, your original form standing before you, hovering in place, and as you reach out to take it, you watch as these plates of armor begin to move across your arm, slipping into place, replacing these bones and mismatched sections of wood, bone, and copper and bronze that Blinsky used to form your outer shell. You watch as your arm begins to take on this much more armored form, much more similar to the sun sword itself, these shimmering beautiful interlocking plates of metal. You remember. Holding yourself, holding your form there in the void, you remember what happened. In a flash, you're standing on the bridge, in the hands of a very familiar figure. No longer done up in tight braids, Tatiana's black hair flies across her face, the rain and wind pelting down, dark storm clouds overhead, as Castle Ravenloft rises before you. Tatiana stands in the middle of the bridge, wielding you, spinning from side to side, looking between these two creatures, wearing the faces of her friends. Strahd and Sergei, at either end of the bridge, walking towards her. Strahd is no longer the young man full of life and energy that you remember from the visions, that you remember from your dreams and memories. His face is drawn, his skin pale, his mouth opened in a snarl, his eyes glowing with this red hunger.
Come now, Tatiana. Step away from my brother. Come back to the castle. We can figure this out, my love.
You watch as Tatiana shakes her head, holding the sword. Your light pulses as sunlight glows around you, and then you hear a mocking laugh from behind. As Tatiana spins the sword held up, you see Sergei standing there. Unchanged as you remember him.
Come now. It's over, Strahd. She sees you for what you are. A monster.
Come, Tatiana. We must away. There's nothing for us here in Barovia any longer. Come. Choose right this time. Tatiana slowly begins to lower you, looking at Sergei.
Tatiana, there is only death here.
But one of them, Strahd, what has he become?
I don't know. But the brother is not the same either. We are not safe here.
As you say that, Styx, as you look towards Sergei, your vision isn't based on photons passing into a retina. No, you see the weave itself. You see the fragments of souls bound within the cage of flesh that is created for them. Neither Strahd nor Sergei have a soul any longer. They are husks, devoid of what once made them light, made them beautiful. Now you see the monsters they have become. And more than that, the form Sergei is wearing, it's an illusion. Underneath, his form is gaunt and ragged, more corpse than man. You watch as both brothers take a step towards you and a step towards Tatiana.
Tatiana, these men are dead. They would make you like them.
There's nowhere to go, Solace. You watch as she looks around left and right, and then at the massive chasm beneath.
Death is preferable to this.
But if I leave, you will remain. You will be stuck here, and they will take out whatever rage, whatever revenges they have. They will take it out on you, Solace, my companion.
So be it. Flee. Flee.
And with that, you watch as Tatiana vaults over the battlements.
No!
You hear as Strahd leaps towards, moving with unnatural speed and grace, grabbing at her cloak, tearing her cloak apart as she drops like a stone. Sergei stands there, eyes wide, frozen in the moment, not quite able to believe what he just saw. And as you plummet, you watch as Tatiana holds you close and summons your sunlight, burning her and burning yourself. The heat and the radiance, melting the stones around her, she falls like a star into the chasm. And that heat You feel it now. Styx, as you open your eye, you are in the forge, burning, as you feel the radiance of the sun from that memory replaced with the heat of the forge. You can see, almost in slow motion, Killian rushing towards you, grabbing at you, trying to pull you out of the flames. You hear the sizzle of his flesh as his hands burn, as he grabs you and throws you onto the floor. As time begins to catch up again, sound coming back to your ears. You can hear Killian calling out, pulling his cloak off, trying to smother the flames, burning himself, and you watch concern, the fear in Killian's eyes, and then as Dracob steps over, standing above you. Dracob is still in fire dragon form, correct?
Correct.
You watch as Dracob, standing above you, looks down and breathes in the flames, the heat pulling away as you cool rapidly. As you come to, lying on the floor of the cold forge, all sensation numb to you now. You can see the blacksmith standing above you, this desiccated corpse. As it looks down towards you, watch as it reaches out, places a hand on your cheek, and crumbles to dust.
I am sorry.
What are you sorry for, Styx? As Killian looks down at you, holding his hands into the water barrel nearby that's used to help quench the swords. There'd be an oil barrel and a water barrel for sure. He puts his hand in the water barrel.
I think Styx' eye, which normally glows this purple luminescent light, is kind of flickering on and off sporadically. He's not fully there at the moment, trapped between that memory and where he currently is.
Yeah, for sure. As you lie there for a moment, Styx, gathering your thoughts, you look down at your hand and at your arm. The flames have singed you, but not done anywhere near as much damage as they should have. And as you hold out your hand and look at it, you watch as the joints in your wrist click together and the sword shines into place. No blade, for you are the blade. But the handle, the pommel, the crossguard, complete once more. The only thing that's missing is the sunstone, the gem in the pommel of the blade, and you will be complete. There's one other thing you remember. You remember your name, Solace, the heart of the sun itself. You know that...
My name.
What was that, Styx?
The brothers. Their tyranny will be ended.
That is the plan. Yes, we are hoping to do that.
It will be ended. By my name it will be done. I am Solace.
Solace? Watch as Killian sort of pauses for a moment, thinking, looking thoughtful. Next to him, hanging back, you can see the half dark elf, Sevonk, who's been watching all of this with interest, nodding to himself. Killian doesn't see this, his focus fully on you, but Styx, you watch as Sevonk nods for a moment, almost as if he recognizes that name.
Styx is going to grab Killian by the lapels, angry, misdirected. Such rage.
Yes, absolutely.
Such despair.
I should say directed at someone more deserving, Styx. Or I could give you a hug. Would you like a hug? Which is Killian tries to reach around and gives you a little bit of a hug and a pat on the shoulder. That's actually hurting a bit now, Styx. You know, that's actually hurt it quite a bit now, Styx.
Styx is gonna put him down. My apologies.
It's quite all right. You were in a forge just now. Are you okay?
I was in a ravine.
Was this one of your memories, Styx?
I saw my end. I saw the end of all that I loved.
I'm sorry to hear that, Styx. That sounds traumatic. Do you want to talk about it? Or do you need to do something? Sometimes I need to do things when I'm feeling particularly overwhelmed.
Styx is going to hug Killian and just quietly vengeance.
Yes, I think that would be... I think that's what we both need. Yes, I agree. For those we've lost.
Such rage.
That you feel?
Yes.
Rage can be good, if you can use it. I was taught back in Neverwinter to hone my anger like a weapon. Use it as a sword against my enemies. I think you should do the same.
I will wield my rage as I once was wielded.
Yes, with control. With focus.
Destruction.
That does sound a bit more concerning, but I'm going to take it that you're making the right inferences from my little speech here. Destruction's good against, the brothers and the werewolves we're going to be facing up against soon as well. Just make sure we're not in the crossfire for that. We're your friends.
I will not hurt those that I care about again.
Me either, Styx. Me either. You see, Killian really resonates with that. Actually, Styx, as you say that, you won't hurt those you care about again. That struck a nerve with Killian. You can see him almost looking guilty as he agrees.
Styx is going to just pat him on the cheek and brush past him, kind of staggering, almost heading out and up.
As you pass Savonk staggering, Savonk catches you as you go to tumble a little bit with his bandaged arm, with surprising strength, helping you back upright again as he dusts you off. Oh, better watch yourself. You don't want to tumble up there. Are you quite all right? Or new friend? You look like you've been through the ringer.
I am reforged and almost whole.
Almost whole? So you're missing another piece or two?
Yes.
I mean, I've travelled around a little bit. If there's something you could tell me to keep my eye out for, maybe I've seen this missing part of you. What would I be looking for?
Me, my essence, my soul. A gem in my pommel.
Gem. Okay, yes, a physical description is exactly what I'm looking for. Tell me, size, weight, color, luminescence, cut. What sort of things am I looking for with this gemstone? Are we talking a large gemstone, one that fits in the pommel of a sword, perhaps? Polished, unpolished, raw cut, teardrop, circular, diamond, crescent.
Have we been over any of that? It is an amethyst.
The only thing we know is it's a sunstone.
You bastard!
I was going to say...
We don't know anything except for that one thing you
I was going to say, the only thing we know is that it's a sunstone. But it, which can be an amethyst. A sunstone is not a real crystal, right? So a sun.
Raph, anything you want except for that one thing.
No, hear me out. So it can be an amethyst. It'd probably be an amethyst with tinges of copper or gold through it, giving it this like very beautiful iridescence. Normally amethysts are purple from the discoloration of the minerals that are in them, but you can get different forms of rock taking on different colorations. I mean, it could be a yeah. Look, the only thing we know is that it's a sunstone. Everything else is up to you.
And all right, no, sunstones. We'll go sunstone. It is glowing yellow bright and cut with 1,000 facets.
1,000. Right. Well, that should stand out somewhat. Well, I haven't seen that myself in my travels, but I'll keep an eye out for you. Hey, Styx, if I happen to come across it, I'll make sure I pick it up, bring it back to you. Hey.
All right. I
The
must.
Name. Oh, sorry.
Yes,
I didn't
my
want to
name.
interrupt. The name you mentioned before, Solus. You said that was your name originally.
It was.
And you were made here, these lands, correct? You said you were forged by Blinsky, the Toyvaker's great grandfather.
Styx was made here.
Solus came from somewhere else.
Solus is older than this place.
Thank you. Please, don't let me detain you.
All right.
With that,
Styx leaves.
as you march upstairs, yes, Tithla.
Jacob here. Sorry.
Jacob.
Technically, there's no such thing as a yellow amethyst. Amethyst is a type of quartz, and you can have yellow quartz, but there's no such thing as a
Yeah,
yellow
Owen made that
amethyst.
really fucking clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Owen was saying it could be, but I just wanted to get the.
I said it could be
science
a
on the
yellow
record.
gold crystal. I said like amethysts are normally purple. I was much more gentle about it than you're being, Jacob.
That's
I'm
fair
just
though.
clarifying.
If it's quartz, you find quartz near gold. Maybe
Yes, you
there's a
do.
gold vein through the purple amethyst.
Yeah, that would be gold.
Shut up,
inlaid
Jacob.
in purple amethyst,
This is make believe.
also known as amethyst.
No, we'll do sunstone. It's happened. Carry on.
Because sunstone's used to describe some types of gemstones. Sunstone, I
You
guess
could
it's
have a
a
yellow quartz.
plagioclase feldspar. Is the name of the specific crystal.
That's fun.
It is fun. It actually looks like a pretty cool crystal. When it's polished and cut, it looks sick, actually. It's a bit like a carnelian. It's got this kind of like red-orange color. Coppery to reddish-brown, but can be yellow, orange, red, and green to blue-green. There you go.
We're looking for yellow here, Owen.
Contains hematite or ilmenite. Yeah, it said it can be yellow. It can be yellow, orange, red, and green to blue.
Oh, there you go.
The first color I said, if you recall.
I didn't. I was too busy looking at other yellow gems.
Raph, you're going to fucking love this. It was used by Vikings as a navigational aid.
Hey, that's fun.
You know what they didn't
Locations.
use?
Yeah.
Yellow amethyst.
Southern Norway, Sweden, and some beaches along the mid-coast of South Australia is where you can find it.
That's good to know.
You get
Yeah.
a straight up yellow diamond. It's nitrogen present
In
in
one
the diamond.
Icelandic saga, a sailor named Sigurd used as a sunstone to locate the sun and set his ship's course during thick fog, cloudy skies, and the prolonged twilight of the polar summer.
I assume chat does turn up every week just to watch us Google random shit, though, right?
Oh, for sure.
Do you know what though? With the one cool fact about it being related to Vikings, Raph, how much more percentage are you interested in the sunstone as the pommel of your sword now?
I mean, I was interested as soon as you shot down my amethyst.
That's
That's
my
my
question.
guy.
How excited are you?
Sand,
How
unlike you.
excited? How excited are you now? Please throw me a fucking bone. How excited are you now? You like that fact?
excited.
It was a
So
good fact
excited.
for
That
you.
was
You
a
love the
good fact.
Vikings, Raph.
Enough to overcome the disappointment from the yellow amethyst
Even
story?
50%, I'll take it.
I should point out, because I overlooked it because I was peeing.
Hello.
Styx
Nerd.
has shifted a little bit in how he looks.
Okay, perfect. Because you and I are going to do a potential upgrade or update to the artwork. I just wanted to make sure you'd had a chance to think it through and figure out what you want. So can you describe it?
I'm making it up on the fly.
Sick.
Like you said, the shift in the armor, it's kind of this burnished steel plate rather than the black and bone and wood that he was. But where the bones were is now polished bronze, this bright golden in the same color, the same shapes as the bones. So the structures are all still there and the same, and the faceplate and the bones of the face remain the same. Perfect. But the body itself has liquefied and remolded and melted during his baptism by fire to a much more glittering, shiny Styx.
I will update the character art ASAP and we'll bring it across hopefully in the next episode, more likely when we come back from Christmas. If I'm being honest with myself and my timelines, more likely when we get back. That'll be sick. I'll update that. So we'll make a few changes to the chest piece as well, make a few changes to the arm. Did you want to have just one arm with the heavy armor plate? I know you've already got one arm of Styx with the skull mounted on the plating, and then you've got kind of more armor plating down that one. It's much more robotic looking, whereas the right arm is a bit more mummified looking, right? It's a bit more...
Sure. That way you don't have to do too much extra work.
No. I'm happy to. I just wanted to see, like, did you still want to keep it asymmetrical? Was my question, or did you?
No,
want to...
it doesn't. Asymmetric would be fun, and also he's not complete, so I think that makes sense.
Done. So
these yellow sapphires look really cute, though.
Jacob's not like that. That's what you get. Perfect. As you emerge up onto the first story, Styx, you can see in the dining hall Jonor, Tithla, and two unfamiliar... Oh, no, you've met Savid. Savid and an unfamiliar woman currently laid out on the dining table. You can see that Savid is fussing over her. She looks young. And as Savonk emerges behind you and looks over your shoulder along with Killian, Dracob trotting up at your heels... Tithla, you watch as Dracob rushes over to you as soon as he gets to the top of the stairs, begins sort of like nudging you for a bit of attention as he gets back to the top of the stairs. And as you look over, you can see Styx standing in the doorway, looking a bit different. Jonor, you see this as well.
We don't have time at the minute. We're busy. Can you come back and then we can talk about, like, have a grand entrance soon in a minute?
Styx walks outside.
Thank you. All right. Are you okay, Maisie? Tithla means it. She's like being 100% genuine. Of like, she wants to give you your own
expires minute. Right there on the table.
Maisie?
I'm not kidding.
Maisie,
you just watch as Maisie just...
Maisie, wake up!
As you shake her, you watch as her head just falls off and rolls. No, I'm not going to.
No! That's not worth living. Let me take out these people with you.
Styx, as you turn to head out the door, as you get to the bottom of the staircase, which is parallel to the hallway that leads to the front door, you bump into two figures coming down the stairs. You can see the form of Vladimir and Sir Godfrey walking hand in hand as they get to the bottom of the stairs. The intensity that Vladimir had, that glowing redness in his eyes, this furious expression, you can see that has all faded. He looks a lot less dead. There's a life about him, the same life that you recognized in Godfrey. And as the two of them come down the stairs and see you walking towards the front door, you watch as Vladimir sort of tilts his head looking curiously at you, looks towards Godfrey, looks back at you and goes,
Forgive me, but I was not aware that one of us had been replaced with metal parts. Did you do this, my love?
You watch as Godfrey laughs. No, this is Styx. This is Styx, Vladimir. This is one of the heroes who helped bring back the light of Argynvost to our halls. Styx, in particular, you may recognize. You had a chat with him upstairs, do you remember?
Styx.
You know me as Solace.
You watch as Vladimir's eyes go wide, memory rushing back.
Solace. Oh my gods. I am so sorry. I can't believe sorry. I remember now.
We are both much changed.
Yes, I remember. Sorry, my time, my memories are all muddled. I get things in flashes. For the first time in hundreds of years. I'm thinking clearly. It's just taking a bit of time for the brain, or what's left of mine, to reboot.
I understand more than you know.
Yes, I imagine you would. My friend, I cannot thank you enough for what you've done to free us from this curse. I can see that you have gathered back part of yourself. I had your cross guard, didn't I?
All is well now. It has been returned.
I remember. I was keeping it. I found it that morning. After.
You watch as Godfrey squeezes his hand, as Vladimir pauses for a moment. As he looks towards Godfrey, he nods.
The morning after I found you and Tatiana,
the bottom of the ravine. What was left of you?
Styx gets very close and very intense. When will you be ready for war?
He places one hand on your shoulder, his eyes meeting yours.
Immediately.
Then it will be done. The brothers will end.
They will burn for what they've done.
And in that moment, Styx, you see the fury of the Revenant once more. Just for a moment, a flicker, a flame behind those eyes. You watch as Godfrey quickly reaches forward and puts a hand on Vladimir's shoulder. You watch as that flame flickers and dulls to an ember once again.
Despite Styx's inability to move his face, that look in some ways is very much mirrored. Very much mirrored.
It will burn, Styx. You have my word. I will not rest till the very ashes that I have taken from their bodies, hewn from their corpses, are scattered to the winds. These mists torn down like the veil, broken. I will have my revenge for what was done here.
I am destroyed. All will be destroyed.
You watch as behind Vladimir, Godfrey's expression changes from one of care and compassion to one of fear and caution. Yes, I must say, my love, Styx, we only just got you back. Must we rush into combat once again? The beacon of Argynvost protects our home once again. Our home is reformed by the light of our protector, the light of our patron. We have already lost thousands of years. Can I not have you for... You watch as words fail Godfrey. As he looks over at Vladimir, you watch as Vladimir turns.
We will have time, my love. But I burn with vengeance. Argynvost's light has returned to my mind, but it has not dulled my purpose. We fight. The world will burn.
Burn.
You watch as Vladimir nods and turns back towards you.
Godfrey pauses for a moment, looking forlorn. As he nods, quietly backs away, and then begins to head into the other room where Tithla and Jonor are, leaving you and Vladimir alone in the hallway. As Vladimir turns and watches Godfrey go, you watch he kind of shakes his head a moment and goes, I don't understand. How can he not feel it? How can he not feel the fire that pulses in my veins? How is he unaffected?
Love is love, but now is the time of death.
Tithla and Jonor. Tithla, as you fuss over Maisie, trying to check on her, you can't really just bring her back to consciousness if she's had like damage to her cerebrum from a swollen brain, so you don't think she's going anywhere.
Pretty good.
What was that, sorry?
Pretty good.
Okay, do you want to make a medicine check? Let's make a medicine check right now. You've made a foot.
Medical genius.
All right, medicine check right now. If it's a natural 20, she wakes up.
Offer an aid. So with this or
Why are you doing this,
attention,
Jonor? Why are you doing this? Bane him, and let's be done with it. Come on.
What's that medical procedure? Is it entrapination where they cut part of the skull
trepanning?
out?
Yeah, trepanning is
Yeah.
where you make a hole in the skull to
There we
alleviate
go.
pressure. Yeah.
I was going straight for the lobotomy, but that's okay.
the healing
mean-
hands.
You can. Jonor, are you casting aid on Tithla or on everyone there?
So what I'd like to do is where Jacob has applied the coagulant to the damage on the head, where is the source of... Oh, hang on. What's that face for? Is that already a 20 sitting right there?
No, it is
not.
very much not.
I'm already halfway through. So where there was explicitly damage,
Yeah.
Jonor's going to attend to the head wound as well and take a moment and lean into the like reconstructing building around him. There's like a glistening gold to this, right?
Yeah.
I feel there's some sort of alignment of, you know, Jonor's purpose or the higher entity where I've acquired these powers from, and with like the healing here. So as I apply, use my Aasimar feature healing hands over the same part of the wound, I do a heal. It's 44, and I'd hope that also would be aid for Tithla.
Okay.
I mean, magic should be able to fix Dane Bramage, right?
That was a good rhythm spoon. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, you're pretty funny. You know, you do a good joke.
do you know what? I feel bad for the whole amethyst thing now. Not enough to. No, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. I was trying to put words in his mouth. 9.
I will
9,
never
Jonor.
apologize for the amethyst.
So
It is
Tithla,
you who should apologize, Owen.
Tithla, medical genius. As you get
Yep.
your drill, your little hand drill ready to cut through the skull.
Her brain's swollen. We
Yep.
need to relieve the pressure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're gonna cut
Tithla,
into her brain.
that's a
No,
5.
don't be silly. I'm just relieving the pressure. I'm cutting away a piece of the skull.
Are you absolutely sure about this?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
I like that. I don't even need to be. I don't need to be Tithla's subconscious. Jacob sees the number. He's like, I know what I'm doing. It's time for some brain surgery. Let's go. Time for some brain surgery. Here we go.
Insight to this one. So I think it's probably a medicine.
You
there.
can insight all you want. Tithla is 100% honest and confident. Is all you would pick up, right?
Just, is this legit from a medicine? Like,
Yeah, you can make a medicine check. Yeah, of course you can. That's a 3. Yeah. Jonor, it's good to go.
That is what Tithla rolled as well.
It's good to know. Yeah,
You don't
no,
have to be a surgeon to get this one to work.
no. Jonor, you know for a fact that Tithla is and has frequently identified as a medical genius. Therefore,
Medical genius.
probably Tithla knows what she's talking. I mean, and the confidence, oozing with confidence. And really, how many times have you seen Tithla not get medicine right? Like not get these. I mean,
let's not ask that question.
Trepanning seems like a bold diagnosis, a bold surgical plan. But I mean, Tithla seems confident, and she knows her bushcraft.
It must be right in this house. This is being reconstructed. Tithla, I trust your judgment. Go ahead.
Tithla, as you go through your tools, your bone drill, you don't have that on you on account of you never having owned a bone drill. You're not a surgeon.
Tithla just holds out her hand and says, "Bone drill."
Tithla, you watch.
Bone drill.
You feel a heavy metal object placed in your hand, and as you turn around, you see Savunk standing behind you, having reached into his bag.
Thank you. I don't think this is the right bone drill. I don't even know
He
what
takes
this is.
it back, puts it in his bag. A moment later, hands you a smaller one.
Thank you.
Is this what you're
Thank
after?
you.
Sorry, I was not aware I was in the presence of a surgeon. I apologize.
Medical genius.
Medical genius. Tithla, I
Yeah.
must apologize. I fear I have treated you unfairly as someone not of a learned persuasion, but as you are clearly a doctor
I'm
of...
sorry. What did you call me?
Someone of a learned persuasion, someone who knows a lot of things. You have a wisdom
Oh,
about
I know
you.
lots of things.
Exactly. See, I thought that might
Yes.
be the case. Tithla, please,
Yes,
if you are considering here, if I have gauged this correctly, you have diagnosed cerebral hypertension, pressure on the brain, and you're going to perform an emergency trepanation around the base of the skull.
Bless you.
You're going to cut open her
Did you
head.
sneeze?
You're going to cut open her head to let the brain juices out and relieve pressure.
You're right. Maybe we should just do magic instead.
I never said that.
But like, you're kind of trying to talk me out of it. You say you
No. I am a study.
Sound as though I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think this would be excellent to watch. I have never seen a trepanation occur on a live subject.
Me either.
You're a study of what? Sorry, what was that?
A study of anatomy and physiology of the way that the body works. I am a student of such things, but I would love to see a medical genius in action perform a trepanation without anesthetic. No
Sorry,
less.
what? You keep saying trepanate. What's that word?
Cutting the hole in the skull. It's called trepanning or trepanation.
I don't think it is. I'm pretty sure it's cutting a hole, like relieving pressure.
I default and defer to your medical genius. Did you need a smaller drill? Perhaps a hammer? An ice pick?
No hammer. See, okay. See, this is where you're the student and I'm the teacher. See, it was impact to the head that led to the situation that we're in. You don't hit the other side to balance it out anymore. We don't do that anymore.
Ah, this is no longer the required course of...
Yeah, the hammer's not going to help here.
No longer the prescribed treatment. Very well then. What? Tell me what tools you need. I'm sure I can find some suitable items in my bag here.
Well, the bone drills mostly. Is this sharp?
Oh, yes.
Just a test to see how
Oh,
sharp
yes.
it is.
It immediately pricks your finger. It is wickedly sharp.
This is too sharp.
Too sharp.
Yep.
Why would it be too sharp? Isn't
I don't know. I'm nervous. Okay, I've never done this. I've never seen this before. I'm scared. Okay, maybe I'm not really a medical genius. Maybe I just kind of like don't really know it, and I just wanted to have friends and I want everyone to be okay.
We got him to say it. Didn't take much.
Maybe.
All I had to do was just have an NPC just do what Tithla asked. That's all it took. Bonesaw, you genuinely were like, what's Owen gonna do here? Fuck all. Joke's on you. Obscenity summoned an NPC who would have a bone saw in their inventory.
Well, not a bone saw, a bone drill.
Oh, a bone drill as well. He's got both, don't you worry. You watch as Savunk puts away the sword he was getting out ready for. He tucks it back in his bag. And did you need something to get rid of the hair around the skull or to expose the skin?
Just a moment. I can do this. Just take a step back.
Savunk takes a step back immediately.
Take a step back. Everybody take a step back.
Oh, sure. Yep. Apologies.
Tithla leans forward and whispers into Maisie's ear. Please wake up. Please wake up. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. I'm really scared. Please wake up.
I feel like given I'm only one step away from that one.
Wake up.
Tithla, as you stand there holding the bone drill, Savid looking at you expectantly, trusting you implicitly to do what needs to be done.
Tithla's still holding it as though it's like some foreign object.
Yeah. Savid looks at, I rolled an insight check for Savid. I got a 4. Savid's on board. Savid's like, yeah, Tithla's a medical genius. She knows what's up. You watch as Savid looks over to you and goes, is everything okay? Do I need to... Sorry, I'm trying to remember the accent for Savid. I think I had an Irish accent for Savid, didn't I?
I don't know. I
Back
kind
in
of
time.
focus on my accent and then
That's fair.
let you do your thing because you're very good at it, and I kind of got the one thing that I not even that good at.
I think I might have had an Irish accent for Savage. I think that is correct. I think I might have used
an
it.
Irish accent.
You don't
for
think
Savage? What about a Tithla Irish accent?
I don't mind that.
Look, I'm happy to switch to an Irish accent for Savage.
Too.
Tithla, please, if you think what's the hold up? If there's pressure on her brain, you need to relieve it.
It's a time-sensitive activity.
Jesus Christ. Does this count as a hate crime? Good question. Let us know in the comments below.
Okay, what I say we've got going on here is, we have intelligence here, the anatomy of the body, and your scholarly studies, and then the Tithla, like the wisdom, the intuition with medicine. With these two things combined, I think you can probably get to the bottom of this one. So to think about the skills, but if it's guided by Savage, you're directing the anatomy. What's the softest point in the back of the head?
You're looking.
No, you don't want to put the hammer near that bit.
No hammer.
It doesn't work well.
I thought we were going for the.
Yeah, you're going to drill.
Yeah, good apprentice. Well done. Good listening.
You're looking for the joins between the plates. The skull, when it is young and fresh, isn't fully enclosed.
Savage just continues, not Savage, sorry, Savonk just continues, not even really listening to what you're saying right in that moment. So you're looking for the joins between the plates where the growth sealed over when you were younger. One of those would be perfectly sufficient at the back of the skull here, just around the crown, around the side. As you follow, you could feel the seams of the bones as you follow it round. You watch to see like traces on your head, Tithla, this like line around your skull, and then taps a few times right at this specific point. Goes, that would be a good one.
I'm gonna be honest, Owen. I'm trying to feel. I don't know what I'm feeling for.
The baby off switch.
Yeah,
it's like up here.
No, that's a different thing. Can't say that.
You definitely can't say that. So on the skull, because the plates seal over, there's little lines that you can feel around sometimes if you're very, very good at knowing what you're feeling for. There's a point right at the base of your skull where it pokes up a little bit. Right above that, there's a little point where the growth plates have sealed over. It's often a good place if you're going to go trepanning. That's often where they would do it, is right at the back of the crown, just at the top. The idea being as well that you let the bad spirits out and the good spirits in again, historically. For real. It's one of the things that was done. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Oh, my internet cut out for a second. I thought I got out of this.
Tithla.
Amazing.
Tithla, you're there holding your trepanning drill, holding your bone drill in place. You can see Savage is currently holding Maisie's hand, looking at you expectantly, concerned, like worried what the holdup is. And Savonk standing behind you, like points to a patch on Maisie's head. If you would like assistance, Tithla, this point here would be the perfect space if you wanted to engage the drill. You'll have to be quick. She might start moving and writhing as you begin drilling. It is a hand drill as well. You want to have two hands in position as you spin the axle.
I'm trying to think of some sort of mechanics way that I can get out of this, and I'm kind of just coming up with donuts.
So just so you know, I mean, I'm happy to hand over to Raph for this, but the mechanics was rolling better than a 5.
I understand that, Owen. I'm looking for
Raph, should we go to our man in the field? Raph, what's your opinions on the 5? Do you think Jacob's going to have to suck it up and deal with this?
I think it's too late for backing out, my dude. I think you got to put a little bit of masking tape on so you don't go too deep and just go ham.
I've gone to our expert in the field. He's currently holding a handful of yellow amethysts, laughing maniacally. It seems like you got to do this, Jacob.
Pelting the Madam Tithla from a distance.
Tithla pulls out her quarter of a bottle of coagulant.
Yep.
Puts it there, ready to go.
Yep.
Tithla is going to roll another medicine check.
Okay.
To find the most appropriate spot for the current brain swelling.
Please be a natural one, and you just stab it in her heart.
Straight through the eye.
I want it on record that the hopes is that I roll a nat 20 and Tithla's able to realize that this is not required. That's why I phrased it the way I did. Not where is the spot for the brain drill.
If it's a natural one, you're going in. You're like...
I completely appreciate that. All right, let's just get this over with. That's a 19 for a 21.
Okay. Tithla, as you slowly bring the drill to the point Savonk's poking at.
I've got this.
Yep.
So Tithla... Okay, so sorry, it's behind the head. Yeah, okay, it's that little. See, what you're looking for here is you look for the lump, and then you put the drill on there, and you don't need to. You just part the hair. See, she's got a good. You just part the hair, and you just start to drill. And as Tithla starts to drill, before the drill touches, she's like, "Oh no, these aren't the signs of a brain swelling. Did she just needs to sleep this off for like half an hour? Who suggested that she had brain swelling? Whose idea was this?"
You watch as everyone turns and looks at you, including as he strides into the room, Godfrey. Just as he sees you standing above Maisie with a drill at the back of her head. You are just the Revenant, sort of like looks and goes, "Has everyone lost their fucking minds today? What is going on here?"
This isn't even my drill. I don't know how this got here. Wait, he gave it to me. Sorry, here you go. Have this back now.
You watch as Savonk plucks the drill, places it back in his bag and goes, "Pity."
But what will help is, and Tithla's gonna turn her head. See, we've got to stop the bleeding in the brain though, and Tithla's going to use the rest of her bottle of coagulant and pour it in her ears, which has a direct line to the brain to stop the brain bleed. Is this going to help? This was like me trying to pay a little penance. No?
Frying pan to the fire.
I love as well. 19. I started to go through, and Jake's like, "No, I got this." This is what he says. Jacob, you got this. Here's what happens.
It's just a blood coagulant, right?
As a professional gardener, I can guarantee that's incorrect.
Sure.
As you turn Maisie's head to the left and pour the coagulant down into her ears, turn it to the right, pour it down into her ears. It doesn't dribble back out again. It coagulates immediately.
Perfect. It's done its job.
All is well.
Okay. She'll be better now. She might have trouble hearing for a couple of days, but she'll be okay.
Okay. All right.
I want to put a severe asterisk on couple of days, but we'll get to that. I love the idea that you've just made a musician deaf.
A deaf bard.
You're a fucking asshole. And this is very funny. This is very funny.
I was fixing it. I had a high medicine check. Are you going to fuck me on this?
You said I pour it into her ears. Mate,
Okay.
This is exactly an example of someone making their bed, lying down and being like, "Who made this? What's going on? Why are there razor blades?"
As we know from this stream, yes and always occurs. So you've done this to yourself.
You said specifically, not 5 minutes ago, "It's all right. I got this." Yeah, man. You got this. Don't you worry. You got this good.
I got this.
You pour the rest of the coagulants. There's no coagulant left as you pour it into her ears. A lot goes down there, more than you think would be the volume that would fit inside a human ear canal. You wonder if... nothing to worry about here.
Tithla's a little nervous with how much went in and is just going to cast Cure Wounds. One on each ear.
What? You just put two hands on either side and go, I'm sorry.
Please wake up. Please wake up.
Talking to you or her at that point?
Both. I want to see how much health she gets back from this. We're going to see how good this is. This is outstanding. Yeah, I did not expect this session tonight. To be fair, I was warned right before we went live. Jacob, what is it you said? You said, "I think I'm in a mood."
I'm
or
in
something.
a mood.
Yeah.
There's meant to be an extra... I'm going to roll this 3 times because there's meant to be an extra D8 on each. So just run with it.
Okay.
I love that Jonor's just tapped out in the background.
Just watching this happen.
Just fully believing, being like, I want to see what happens. She's on top of this.
So that would be 33 points.
33 points of healing as you grab either side of her head and pump her full of all the healing magic you can muster.
Slap it in.
Just burning away. Theo would be proud of the amount of healing you burn away in this one moment as you slap it in. You slam myself. As you discombobulate the speed at which you slam on and shoot the healing magic in. You watch as Maisie's eyes open wide. You watch as she kind of blinks a little bit, looking around, and then sees you on top of her, kneeling on her chest, hands over her ears, just going, "Please back up, please back up, please back up, please back up." She looks at you in fear. screams, throws you off, and then like spins around and gets behind Savid. What the fuck? She looks at you.
Nah, it's okay. It's okay. I've helped. I'll step back now. I give you space. We're all good.
You watch as she looks and like tries to like clean her ears, and like her finger doesn't even go in her ear as she like encounters some physical barrier.
Tithla holds
She's
up her
alive,
hand,
Tithla?
indicating wait, and Tithla's gonna come in and just try and pull it out.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
all
try that
coagulated
again.
right down the central ear
Perfect.
canal.
Perfect. So when Tithla pulls it out with her nimble fingers, it will deep clean on the very good hearing. That's what they do. They pour like a wax down there, and then they pull that out. It's clean. It's like
Tithla,
that.
with your 21, you're not 100% certain this hasn't coagulated against the eardrum.
If you're gonna fucking say that, then Tithla would have realized that before she did it.
You said I pour it in her ears, not is this a good idea?
Do
Do you want to do a sleight of hand check to try and rip it out?
I don't know how the rules work anymore. Where does?
Here's the thing. Someone summoned Maisie Peters to fuck with me. Joke's on you. I'm having a great time right now. I'm enjoying myself immensely. This is great fun.
I think this is the most flustered I've seen Jacob too. This is great.
2 for the price of 1.
We're just gonna fix this.
I think you did fix her. She's up and well. She's flying.
Killian, come over here.
Flying around.
I'm gonna pull this out, and you're gonna get ready to heal her, just in case, okay?
Killian sort of nods and goes, "Oh, okay, Tithla, I'm ready."
Just in case, it could be. Sorry, I'll whisper so she doesn't hear.
You watch as she looks around and then looks at Savid and then points to her ears and then like goes much louder, "Savid, what's wrong? Why can't I?" You watch as Savid goes up and like puts a hand on her cheek, gets her to calm down and breathe, and goes like mouthing really like obviously to her, "We are going to fix your ears. Hold still."
All right, Killian, you're gonna focus your healing on any potential damage to her eardrums as I remove this coagulant from there that saved her brain bleed. Okay?
Alrighty. Yep. Tithla, I am ready.
You ready? You have healing ready to do this. I don't want any fucking loophole where I say that and then you say, "Oh, you didn't ask specifically if I had healing available."
He pulls
I
out
have
a
healing.
Band-Aid
I have
from his
healing
pack.
available. I have a spell slot for healing.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do this then, I guess.
As you reach up, grabbing onto the little sections of coagulant and tear them out. Let's see the sleight of hand.
Can I do a survival check because I feel like my life is on the line here?
No, this is a sleight of hand check. Nice try though.
Thank you.
I respect the play. That's a 7. As you rip them out, you hear Miz go, "Ah!" as she covers her hands over ears.
Does anyone have any advantages?
No, not for you. As you tear
Raph?
out the coagulant,
I'm
you
not
watch.
Raph is though.
Raph, it's up to you if you want to ruin my fun or Jacob's fun. You pick.
Yeah, pick a side.
My fun requires you to keep your inspiration for yourself. So just keep that in mind.
My fun requires yes and.
Oh, it does though.
Pick a side. Pick a side.
I gotta
Pick a
say, Jacob's yes and always pulls through. Yeah, I think I'll help.
Do I get to roll?
Can I let you know? Don't burn your inspiration on this. Here's what happens. I'm going to be a really nice DM at this moment. No one else should suffer for Jacob. No, don't give him inspiration. Oh, he's been given disadvantage. You fucking legends. Thank you.
Fuck you. Well, I will use that on the next roll. That's
I
fine.
salute you.
On the next roll, happy to have disadvantage.
Here's what happens. Tithla, as you tear out the coagulant, you watch as Killian places a hand, casts some spell. It's an 8.
The disadvantage would have been 1 higher.
One higher. Yeah.
A 3 and a 4 is what we rolled on that. So
I'll give you back the points, Tangent. Don't worry. I'll do that when we get to I can't remember the code or the command for it right this second, but I'll do it at the very end before we hang up.
What if I give myself advantage?
No, not okay. I will give that back. As you reach back and pull them out, you watch as Maisie covers her ears for a moment in pain. The coagulant's covered in little bits of hair. You can see little tiny bits of them. No blood, no muscle, just a very thin layer of the outer skin is pulled as well. And as Maisie covers her ears, you can see a scrunch her face.
Oh, you're bleeding here. Let me use the coagulant.
As she like covers her eyes for a second and goes, ow, 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 ow. What the fuck?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. What was in my ears?
It was, so far as I genuinely understand, the only way to help save your brain bleeding.
You watch as behind you, Killian shakes his head.
It was, so far as I understand, the best way to save you. Savard was trying to brain drill you, and I discovered at the last minute that was perhaps not the ideal scenario.
No, I think you identified that there was the swelling, and he had the tools. So you definitely told us that was the right way.
Oh, sorry, I forgot which way that went. All I know is that now you're all okay. Maisie Peters.
Who's Maisie Peters?
Is that not your name?
My name's Maisie.
What's your last name?
I don't have a last. Well, I mean...
Are you from a town called Peters?
Petersburg?
Petersburg. I was close. Maisie of Petersburg. Is that close? Are you a bard of some sort?
I play, yes. No, I'm not from here. Savard and I came through. We were traveling with a group of performers, which is Savard nods. I've already told you this. We were traveling with a group of minstrels and bards. Maisie and I got separated and came through the mists.
I understand that it was part of the tests to make sure that she's recovering appropriately.
Right. Sorry. If there's other questions you need to ask, you go right ahead.
Nah, that was all.
I thought you said there were tests.
They were, and they were.
So she's passed?
Yeah, look, I'll reassess in a little bit. It's kind of an ongoing thing. It's like, what day is it? What time is it? If somebody whispers the answers to them, then it kind of defeats the purpose of the test, and then they can keep playing the sports. It's kind of difficult.
Right. Okay. If you say so.
I do.
Oh, that's good.
So if we look around, the castle is just reconstructing before us. There's bound to be rooms for rest. Godfrey?
Yes, Jonor.
Where are the living quarters here? So I
Upstairs.
believe Maisie. Well, you should definitely shuffle her up there to let her rest and recover from this injury and recovery.
Yes, of course. Styx and Vladimir are in the front, talking. I just wanted to thank you all again. I never thought I'd get my beloved back. I thought he was gone, lost to me. Thank you. Please don't drill into anyone's skull in here, Tithla.
I don't plan on it, but if the situation requires it, you can trust me that I'll do what I need to do.
Right. Okay.
Starting to doubt that a little bit now, but we'll just leave that one to the side. Tithla, you can probably pass that one back to Savard now. No,
oh yeah, it's too sharp anyway.
Savard is
right in.
Yeah, Savard tucks it back into his bag of holding, nods and goes,
Well, it's a shame. I was hoping to observe a live trepanning, but another time.
Mm-hmm.
So this Godfrey, oh, go on, Tithla.
No, don't give him this. No, go. Jump in. Tom,
No,
what are you
it's
gonna say?
okay.
But
Jonor,
Godfrey-
please. I've had a big moment lately. I could do with a break. I'm kind of running out of
Godfrey-
words. I've only
Godfrey,
got 3 Maisie Peters lyrics open at the moment.
There's
Only
maybe
3.
so that I can see there's the quarters up. You pointed to the quarters up there. Is there a shrine or something of the sort for? What came to mind was Lysander, because there's a couple similarities I've noticed between here and other places in the realm. Where is your place, the most sacred area here? And
Most sacred
no?
area. Well, probably it would be the beacon or the chapel. The chapel's just behind you through there. Beacon, obviously, upstairs. They would be the most sacred areas. I guess the beacon is not sacred per se, but the chapel definitely is. The chapel was a site of worship for a long time.
I have noticed that the memories and things of the past may have escaped the knowledge of yourself and those around. Don't mean to be too critical, but it's just something I've noted. I do suspect I could offer Argynvost some insight if he would be inclined. I feel like if I really put my mind to it, I could collect some maybe potential information from the past that would be significant to him. Anything to help return yourself and this castle back to working order and be stronger allies.
Indeed. Well, if there's anything you require from me, the knights should have their minds back. The light of Argynvost shining upon the hold here should have restored all of us, all of our minds. What's left of them. The Revenants will be at your command to take on the powers of Strahd or Sergei.
Well, they'd be at the command of Argynvost, and I don't wish to take that. That's
I'm not sure they will be at the command of Argynvost.
Really.
Well, Argynvost, his soul I think he's gone. He now powers the beacon. No, it is now Vladimir who commands us once more.
To the show. Okay. Because I know the souls have been, they're sort of trapped in this realm, so I have a feeling they may not have disappeared from here. Are you sure of it? The soul is consumed by this beacon?
Not consumed, but kept inside.
Okay, well, do you think Argynvost would benefit from learning of anything significant from his past?
Are you? I'm not sure. We can try. If we head up to the beacon or down to the crypt, we can try and speak with Argynvost, but I'm not sure the dragon has enough. The way that the beacon works. When Argynvost was alive, it drew energy from him. Now that he is dead, his soul, I think, is inside the beacon. As long as he is in there, the light shines and protects us. I'm not sure he'll be easy to contact anymore.
Interesting.
But
So
Vladimir has his mind back. His time as a revenant, much of his memory is lost and corrupted. Potentially there could be things you could learn or discover.
one thing I would ask of you is a counsel with him.
Of course. I was going to propose the very thing. Jonor. He watches Godfrey moves closer and moves you away from Tithla for a moment as Tithla focuses on Maisie and Savage. Savonk also kind of hangs out around you, Jonor, listening into this conversation with Godfrey. Styx and Vladimir were... They concern me. Some of that rage, that desire for vengeance still burns within Vladimir, despite the breaking of the curse. And Styx, He spoke of his plan to destroy everything. More than once, he uttered those words.
That doesn't sound right. I don't think he would be saying that.
I think
That's not like Styx at all. He's actually fairly subdued for the most
he
part.
was fairly subdued. Jonor, something has changed within him since his reforging, since his unification with his sword, with himself. I worry there are some memories he's gotten back which have pushed him down a darker path. Keep an eye on Styx. Jonor, I worry for him. And I will keep an eye on Vladimir. Hopefully the two of us can be the foil to
the guiding force.
Yeah, guiding force. I like that. I like that a lot.
Well, I appreciate the heads up. That's very uncharacteristic of him. There have been changes recently and things to look out for. So that's good advice. I appreciate that. Maybe maybe he needs some time to share his thoughts, and maybe perhaps I could share some history with him. That what he's learned more, if he learns more again, he could perhaps reconcile something.
Yes. Yeah, sometimes we need to remember who we were to decide who we want to be, who we are now. And who we were doesn't have to be who we are now. I think that would be good if you could do the same for Vladimir. I would be greatly appreciated. I'll get them now. Do you want to step into the chapel and we can, maybe just the four of us? Hear a little cough as Savank leans forward and goes, if it's okay with you, I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of divination magic. As I said, it's not one I've had a lot of experience with. I would be honored, my brother wizard Jonor, if you would allow me to accompany you. I shall be as quiet as a mouse in a church. Rather appropriate for the chapel. I'll be as quiet as a Nothic. Bring me in. I'll sit at the back. I just want to observe, if that's okay.
One moment, sorry.
Okay. As Jonor kind of pauses and thinks, we'll jump back to Styx as you and Vladimir, as you finish chatting, finish talking.
We've probably been talking strategy.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
as I send the knights on a frontal assault, revenants, you see, are very hard to kill. You come back each day. I can send in waves of troops, soldiers and knights. Smash down the walls, break through. The Amber Temple, though, that's going to be more difficult.
We have more allies by the day.
Good. A war is won by soldiers. More the better.
Death begets death.
You watch as Vladimir nods, looking down at his zombified and mummified hands. Yes.
But vengeance is all.
Your last piece. Do you have any leads?
Not yet. There are avenues left unexplored.
Skull of Argynvost. Godfrey tells me that's what was required to break this curse. Even now I can feel Argynvost's light shining from the beacon. He said it was in Castle Ravenloft. Your friends. They walked into the belly of the beast, the lair of that creature. What promises did they make? They would not have been able to leave without his say-so. What was the promised price? Do you know?
I don't know, but we will find out. And if they are compromised.
Styx, we're all compromised. I can't afford to waste soldiers in this battle. Sergei's influence over us, the Revenants, it's not broken. It's merely held at bay by Argynvost. But if he wanted to, he could stretch out a hand and have all of us under his control. He would open himself up to a counterattack from Strahd, but still, we are compromised. Me and my knights, all of us.
Then Sergei's death must come first.
Yes. Or in a two-pronged attack. We hit both of them. The Revenants against Strahd and his castle. You and your allies against the Amber Temple.
You have lost that battle once before.
He can't kill what's already dead. He can only piss us off more.
I have found new pain. I have found new fuel. I congratulate you
On what?
on becoming more whole, and I despair at your loss of fire.
I'm not whole, Styx. I'm a mockery of the man I once was. Godfrey, bless him, still sees the man, Vladimir Horngard. I am his shade. I am his ghost. I am an abomination.
Brothers make mockery of us all.
Yes.
Shall we return the favor?
Yes, we shall. Tithla. Or is that Jacob?
I was just gonna say Tithla's doing stuff.
Oh yeah, tell me.
Happening. So
No, let's
Stealing
when you guys are-
everything.
let's jump over to Tithla.
Hi, Maisie. What's this instrument? I assume it's an instrument.
Yeah. This is an instrument. It doesn't really have a name. I invented it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I've kind of been working on a song about how my parents met. Would you like to hear it?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay, never mind then.
You watch
Are you
as
sure?
in this moment of I'm sure. In this moment of awkward quiet.
No, sorry. Is Maisie sure?
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Why don't we ask the person who summoned Maisie? Are they sure? Do they want to hear the song?
I don't think so.
It's a story about how Tithla's parents met.
Go on then. You clearly
No,
want
it's
this
fine.
so desperately.
I was just trying to help fill time.
You
but
don't need
that's
to help fill
fine.
time. Don't worry. We're good.
That's okay.
As Savid the Dusk Elf kind of looks towards you, Tithla back at Maisie, watch as he nods and then begins to shoulder his pack. Watch as Maisie pauses, look towards him, and then, what are we? Maisie, we gotta go. We've been here for far too long. I lost 2 days trying to find you. We need to get out of here. We need to
where are you guys going?
We need to get to the village of Kresk.
Oh, why? We've
Yours.
just been there.
You've just been there. What? Is it okay? What's going on?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do.
Trying to find a way out of these lands to regroup with our friends.
Yeah, we're trying to do that too. Who told you to go to Kresk?
No one. It's just one of the towns we haven't been to yet.
No.
We run the risk. The more time we spend faffing about in the wilderness, the less time there is for us to find our friends. We gotta go, Maisie. You watch as Maisie nods.
Okay. Well, if you're gonna go there, make sure you speak to Sergeant Gravel. Okay.
Sergeant Gravel. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a weird name.
He's our friend. Yeah, he's got a really cool voice. And if you ask him to take you up to the abbot and tell him that you're friends of ours. No, don't say ours because he won't understand. But
No, I'm assuming you meant for me to say Tithla, Jonor, Theo, Killian, Styx.
Yeah, them too. But mostly Tithla. Yeah, tell them that, and then he'll know us. And then if you go up there, and you'll see our friends up there, and they'll help look after you. They won't be able to help you get out because we're trying to work that out ourselves. But if you need to go there and see for yourself, go and talk to them. They'll look after you. Just be careful. They might not let you in the gate straight away, but ask for Sergeant Gravel.
Sergeant Gravel. Right, okay. Watches, Maisie
Yep.
nods, picks up her instrument and puts it away, and then kneels down in front of you, Tithla. It was really nice meeting you, Tithla, even if you ripped stuff out of my ears.
Yeah, I did put that there, so I'm sorry about that. I was trying to help.
Well, from what it looks like, I guess it helped. I mean,
I would say from what it sounds like, it kind of helped, but that's more of like a auditory joke than anything. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, thanks, Tithla. I guess we'll see you hopefully back at Kresk.
Okay, here, take this. And hands her a piece of paper.
She takes the paper. Anything on it?
Oh, yeah.
What's on it?
There are lyrics on it.
You watch as she takes the paper, written in an uneven scrawl, across the page. Tithla, how do you write? What's the kind of style? Are we talking like
Normally
really
like
cramped?
Yep. Pencil or a pen or
So
something.
really cramped, cursive, block, spaced out.
Tithla's not so good with the pens and pencils.
Yeah,
She's
man.
better with the bows and the arrows.
Yeah, for sure.
Who needs time? Unless it's a contract for someone trying to buy her, she hasn't dealt with much paperwork. So
Tom's not even here, so you can't even it's not even right.
Yeah, but it bugs you, Owen.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't worry me. It's only Tom. I feel bad for Tom, but I mean he's not here, so it's just.
That's right. I'll message him later.
Perfect.
I don't want to
You can
talk about him behind his back.
Yeah. As you hand over the notes, you watch as Maisie cocks her head reading through and goes like, "Oh, okay. Tithla, could you please make me a charisma check? I want to see a performance check. I want to see how good these lyrics are and if Maisie's going to use them."
I don't need to. These
Yeah.
are the lyrics
No.
for Kate's brother.
No. I need you to make a performance check, please.
A performance?
Yes, please.
Absolutely. Can I, in the list of skills that we have here,
Yeah.
can I do the one that is one above performance?
Persuasion?
Perception.
No. You can
The
do
one above.
performance. Oh, sorry. I thought you said one below. No. Performance, please.
Because that would be a +10 instead of a -1.
Yeah, no, it's performance I'm after. You're specifically writing lyrics to be performed.
All right. That's a 1.
That's 0. Tithla, as you hand over the paper. I mean,
Tithla just starts singing it.
you're a muse. Yeah, like Tithla, as you were writing this, you felt the currents of inspiration flow through you. You weren't going to let a measly thing such as time get in the way, space. These things bend to your will. You're creating here. As a result, the entire page is just covered in illegible scrawl. Tithla has not bothered to differentiate the letters from just these ridiculous lines. No, Tithla, you got a 0. You're not singing very well. If you're singing this, you're going... That's a
That is
0.
how Tithla's singing is how I'm singing. I think that is a 1.
I think that was
Pretty
better
in
than a
tune, to
0.
be honest.
Yeah.
I'm very talented, thank you.
As you hand over this page, like psychopaths have written more legible notes. AI is able to create a better approximation of writing as you hand over this page, and you watch as Maisie kind of like reads over and goes, "Oh, this is very nice. But I can't take your lyrics, Tithla."
No, that's okay. They came to me.
No, Tithla, I can't.
As if from the words
I can't
of an
take them.
angel.
I I can't take them because I can't. You watch as she like really kind of dances around for a moment and then doesn't commit to breaking your heart. Backs off.
You can't what?
I can't take this, Tithla. This would be stealing your work. You worked hard for this.
I've wrote it down again.
I can see how hard. Can I see the other one?
Absolutely. And she holds up her notebook on the pages that has the names and the crosses, and then flips it back 2 pages to where she's written it there. See, this is where
Somehow
I originally drafted it,
even
and
worse.
You can see where I've scribbled it out,
Yeah,
and had to change the words, and it's kind of cramped in these spots because I kind of ran out of space. So the bit that I gave you, I was able to space it out a bit better. You can see that.
Infernal contracts read easier than the mess of scrawls and scribbles that Tithla presents.
It's Vogon poetry.
Yeah, exactly. It's Vogon poetry. You watch as Maisie kind of like cocks her head and then begins to bleed from both ears. No, as she cocks her head and looks at the page.
Oh, I put the coagulant in there. That's fine.
She looks at the page and goes, thanks. Tithla, I'll. You watch she sort of puts it in a pocket, folds it very carefully.
I have ideas for a tune if you'd like as well. I don't know how to write that, so I can only like hum it to you.
You'd like me to perform this for you when we next meet up, wouldn't you?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I was just trying to share you some words that I had with a song because you're like a song person. That's not my thing. I can't really do that. I'm kind of the medical genius kind of person.
I reckon I can. The music just leaps from the page. You know, sometimes you don't need words. Yeah?
All right, well, maybe we'll just come to Crest now. We'll come with you. You can practice on the road.
I wouldn't want to deviate you from your current path.
Well, in fact, one of our paths is to go that way.
Is it?
Isn't it?
I don't know. I don't follow along.
Tithla, you know that you were sent north. Kresk is west.
Oh, has Jacob made a mistake then?
Jacob never makes mistakes. Come on.
Jacob is very fallible. Tithla, on the other hand, impervious to mistake.
Tom has had to rush. It looks like Noodle has eaten something. Their dog, Noodle, has eaten something that she is not supposed to. They might need to head to the vets. I don't know what it is.
Noodle.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed Noodle's okay. Nope, that's absolutely fair enough. Totally get that. Lucy used to eat dodgy shit all the fucking time. So, absolutely understand. The Labrador is very, very able to consume dodgy shit without thinking, as is the Golden Retriever. So, fingers crossed all is okay with Tom. I've just sent him a message. Fingers crossed, Tom. As Maisie and Savid say their goodbyes, Styx, you and Vladimir walk back into the room. You can see Tithla and Savonk standing there. Jonor as well, looking thoughtful as he chats to Godfrey. And as you walk back in, Styx, you watch as Savonk sidles up next to you, leans in and goes,
You know, I was just thinking. You said the gemstone, a sunstone cut into 1,000 facets, 1,000 faces, correct?
Yes.
You know, I heard startling rumor, a treasure, a hoard of treasure, deep within a temple, to the west of here, southwest of here. Now, I intended to make my way there at some point in the near future. If this gemstone is as fabulous as you say, perhaps it's ended up in that hoard.
What god's this hoard?
I'm told legions of the undead, which is why perhaps having me along might be of interest to you. I have some knowledge and some skill with necromancy.
Sergei's minions.
Sergei. Jonor asked me that question as well. He wanted to know about what I knew of Sergei. I don't know much. Sergei's a zombie, a necromancer, a lich.
I only knew him as a man and the beginnings of a monster.
and a betrayer.
Well, offers on the table. If you make your way there to the Amber Temple, I think they call it, get in touch. I'd be more than happy to tag along if you'll have me.
How do we get in touch?
Oh, I'll be sticking around for a little bit. I want to know what you lot are up to. Plus, I wouldn't mind sticking around this old fortress for some time. This is a interesting place. The energy here. You watch as he breathes in and sighs. Something about it. It's necromancy, but different. You know, these revenants. What's your experience with revenants? Not much, I'm guessing. Revenants. Special kind of undead. Souls, too damaged, too burning with revenge to pass on, come back and inhabit a new body each and every day, hunting down the target they see, the one who wronged them. Their quest, unerring, their focus, unflinching. See what I'm getting at? These revenants, there's something different about them. I wouldn't mind figuring out if it's the dragon's magic, Sergei's magic, something else entirely. And this Godfrey, my. Not a speck of rage and fury burning inside of him. He's a revenant. This is very interesting.
If there is a way to break their connection to Sergei and allow them to continue their power and their quest for vengeance, it must be done.
No matter the cost?
No matter the cost.
Noted. I'll see what I can find out.
All right.
With that, I think that's where we'll wrap up for tonight, given that Tom has had to bail out on us, and I think we'll make sure we're here for Tom.
I can do more singing.
Nah,
That helps.
I'd rather. What would I rather do? It's probably easy to list the things I would rather not do. It's a shorter
Go for
list. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure having you here. I'm not saying that your singing is bad, Jacob. It's just that Tithla's singing with a performance of 0 is.
Also, I don't want to hear Jacob sing.
Fair.
But what about Tithla sing?
Oh, yeah.
Should we
Let's
lay
keep
down
going.
an album?
I don't-
Christmas album.
I don't think we should.
We should do a Christmas album.
Here's what I'm doing. I'm loading up the raid over to Corsair's Cove so that we can go and join Josh, who's currently playing in the special charity live stream over at Corsair's Cove. I'm sending across the raid right now for those of you who are watching on Twitch.
A bunch of samples.
Everyone who has joined us on the recorded session, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you here. Remember, like button, hit that subscribe button. If you can leave a comment as well, it really helps us out. But we will be back next week for our last episode before the Christmas break. So, everyone, stay safe, stay well. We will see you all again soon. But until then, goodbye, everybody. Bye!
Bye. Keep an eye out for our Christmas album.
No, that's not happening.
Bye.